Lord Indra, the king of the gods in Hindu mythology, is a figure of immense power and reverence. However, his character has been subject to misinterpretations and myths throughout history. One of the most persistent of these is the story of Indra and Ahalya, found in the Balakanda, the first book of the Ramayana. This story accuses Indra of committing adultery with Ahalya, the wife of the sage Gautama. The tale has been used to question Indra's moral standing and, by extension, his divinity. However, a closer look at the scriptures and historical evidence reveals a different perspective. It is crucial to note that the Balakanda, where this story appears, is widely considered a later addition to the original Ramayana by Valmiki. Many historians believe that the Balakanda was incorporated into the epic much later, possibly to provide a more elaborate backstory. This raises questions about the authenticity of the Ahalya narrative and its relevance to understanding Indra's true nature. Further doubt is cast on the story by the Rigveda, the oldest of the Hindu scriptures and a more reliable source for understanding Vedic deities like Indra. The Rigveda makes no mention of Ahalya being Gautama's wife or of any transgression involving Indra and Ahalya. This silence is significant as it is highly unlikely that such a scandalous event involving major figures would be absent from the most ancient Vedic texts. The Rigveda presents a very different picture of Indra compared to later texts and interpretations. He's portrayed as a powerful and benevolent deity, deeply involved in the lives of the rishis, the Vedic sages, who were the spiritual and intellectual leaders of their time. The Rigveda is replete with hymns praising Indra's valor, his role as the protector of humanity, and his close relationship with prominent rishis. These hymns often depict him as a heroic figure, slaying demons and ensuring the prosperity and safety of his devotees. For instance, the Rigveda highlights Indra's special bond with Rishi Vashishta, who is considered one of the 7 great seers of the Vedic age. This relationship is not just one of reverence, but also of deep mutual respect and collaboration. The hymns dedicated to Indra and Vashishta reveal a deep spiritual connection and mutual respect, with Vashishta often seeking Indra's aid and blessings. These hymns illustrate how Vashishta would invoke Indra's power to overcome obstacles and achieve spiritual and material success. This positive portrayal of Indra in the Rigveda stands in stark contrast to the negative image presented in the later story of Ahalya. In the Rigveda, Indra is a symbol of divine support and strength, a deity who is always ready to assist the rishis in their spiritual quests and daily challenges. This depiction underscores the complexity and evolution of Indra's character in Hindu mythology, reflecting the changing values and perspectives of different eras. Interestingly, there is a story in the Rigveda that bears a resemblance to the Ahalya narrative, but with significant differences. It involves the celestial nymph Urvashi and the twin deities Mitra and Varuna. Urvashi is cursed by Mitra Varuna to become mortal for a period. The story explores themes of desire, transgression, and redemption, but does not involve adultery or any act that could be considered immoral. This parallel narrative suggests that the Ahalya story might be a later adaptation of an older, more nuanced Vedic tale, reshaped to fit a particular narrative or moralistic viewpoint. Section 6, Ahalya, Unplowed Earth and the Divine Spark. The name Ahalya itself provides further insights. Linguistically, Ahalya is often interpreted as unplowed land. In Vedic symbolism, unplowed land represents unrealized potential, a state of dormancy waiting to be awakened by divine intervention. Indra, as the god of rain and thunder, is often associated with the life-giving force that awakens the earth and brings forth fertility. Seen in this light, the story of Indra and Ahalya can be interpreted as an allegory for the awakening of spiritual potential through divine grace. It is not a tale of adultery, but a metaphor for the transformative power of divine intervention in human life. To Section 7, The Thousand Eyes of Indra, a metaphor for perception. Another point of contention often raised is Indra's association with the thousand eyes. This is frequently misinterpreted as a symbol of lust or voyeurism. However, in Vedic literature, eyes are often metaphors for perception, insight, and wisdom. Indra's thousand eyes symbolize his omniscience and his ability to perceive all things. This interpretation aligns with Indra's role as the king of the gods, responsible for maintaining cosmic order and upholding righteousness. It is through his thousand eyes that he sees and understands the intricacies of the universe and acts accordingly. Not to forget, other gods are also said to have 1,000 eyes. Section 8. Indra, a divine being, not just a position. Finally, some argue that Indra is not a divine being, but merely a position or title that can be held by different individuals. This perspective suggests that the role of Indra could be occupied by various deities over time, much like a throne that different kings might ascend to. This argument stems from the fact that the title Indra is sometimes used for other deities in the Vedic texts. For instance, certain hymns and verses refer to other gods as Indra, implying a shared or interchangeable role. However, this interpretation ignores the vast body of evidence that points to Indra's unique status and divine origins. The Vedic literature is rich with references that highlight Indra's distinct identity and his unparalleled significance among the gods. The Rigveda explicitly describes Indra's birth from the cosmic cow Aditi and his rise to prominence as the king of the gods. This narrative underscores his divine lineage and the extraordinary circumstances of his birth, setting him apart from other deities. He is consistently portrayed as a distinct individual with his own personality, desires, and exploits. Indra's character is vividly brought to life through stories of his bravery, his battles against demons, and his role as a protector of humanity. His deeds are celebrated in countless hymns, and his name is invoked for protection, prosperity, and spiritual guidance. These hymns not only recount his heroic acts, but also express deep reverence and devotion towards him. While it is true that the title Indra might have been used symbolically in some instances, this does not diminish Indra's status as a powerful deity in his own right. The symbolic use of his name often serves to highlight the qualities and virtues that Indra embodies. He remains a central figure in the Vedic pantheon, embodying strength, courage, and the pursuit of spiritual enlightenment. Indra's influence extends beyond mere titles, as he represents the ideals of valor and wisdom that are central to Vedic philosophy. His enduring legacy continues to inspire and guide devotees, affirming his place as a divine being of immense power and significance. Section 9. Conclusion, reaffirming Indra's divinity. In conclusion, the myths surrounding Indra, particularly the story of Ahalya, require a nuanced understanding that goes beyond literal interpretations. These stories are not just simple tales, but are imbued with layers of meaning that reflect the complexities of human nature and divine intervention. When examined through the lens of Vedic symbolism and historical context, these stories reveal deeper meanings related to spiritual growth, divine grace, and the nature of perception. The symbolism in these myths often points to larger truths about the universe and our place within it, encouraging us to look beyond the surface and seek deeper wisdom. Indra, as depicted in the Rigveda, is not a flawed character driven by lust, but a powerful and benevolent deity who embodies the virtues of courage, righteousness, and spiritual awakening. His actions, often misunderstood, are symbolic of the eternal struggle between good and evil, light and darkness, and the journey towards enlightenment. His 1,000 eyes represent his omniscience, and his close relationship with the rishis highlights his role as a protector and guide for humanity. This omniscience signifies his ability to see all, understand all, and guide humanity with wisdom and compassion. His interactions with the rishis are not mere stories, but lessons in humility, devotion, and the pursuit of knowledge. By understanding the true essence of Vedic literature and the historical context in which these stories emerged, we can move beyond simplistic interpretations and appreciate the rich tapestry of Hindu mythology in all its complexity and wisdom. These texts are a treasure trove of spiritual insights, moral lessons, and philosophical inquiries that have shaped the cultural and spiritual landscape of India for millennia. They invite us to explore the depths of our own consciousness and connect with the divine in a profound and meaningful way.